Good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us. It's Friday, June 6th. I'm Tracey McCain.
And I'm Caitlin Nuclo. We have the whole gang here because we have a lot to talk about. A first alert with weather and also a lot of traffic incidents,
unfortunately, the roads are just a mess this morning. We started off on a bad foot and we have not gotten off of it.
Wow. All right. Well, let's start things off with our first alert weather day.
Yeah.
Scott, let's time out these storms.
Yeah, a lot of people are wondering, it's Friday. What are we doing for the evening? What's going on throughout the day? Well, we have some thunderstorms on the way. Right now, everybody's doing just fine. Here's a live look in Old Saybrook. There's a smoky sky out there today. You'll definitely notice it. A lot of that Canadian wildfire smoke making its way towards Connecticut and overhead once again. Air quality, it's okay today, a little bit even better than yesterday because the temperatures won't be as warm. But our first alert weather day today, it is not because of the heat. It is because of thunderstorms later on this afternoon, some of which could put down some heavy rain. We're talking lightning, and it's for inland towns along the shoreline. You're mainly doing okay. Another live look in Middletown. Notice all that smoke out there and that haze, some clouds. The forecast for the air quality stays okay, but notice Canadian wildfire smoke stays well off to the north of Connecticut. It clears by tomorrow. Right now, the temperatures well up into the 60s, even a few low 70s. Check out Chester, 75 degrees. That's nearly 20 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. New Haven, 71, 72 in Hartford, and 71 degrees in Windsor Loch. So the atmosphere is primed for some severe weather, especially for inland towns. First alert live radar scans the state dry. That changes later on. Notice towards 1, 2 p.m. Some of those thunderstorms. Once again, best chances for inland areas. They're in a level 2 out of 5 for severe weather. Everybody else, with the exception of the immediate shoreline in Middlesex and New London County, they're in a level 1. Now there's a flood watch to the north of Connecticut. That's in that green shading there. The primary threat today will be some flooding rain, but as well as some small hail and some strong gusty winds. We're going to give you the latest timing as well as what to expect for tomorrow's timing of some showers and maybe a thunderstorm as well. That's ahead in less than 10. Good morning, Kate.
All right, good morning, everybody. Unfortunately, we're dealing with some issues here across the state. As you can see, I'm actively updating one of our crashes here that just popped up. Thank you to John DeSenza for getting that up on a camera for us. This is in Windsor. 91 northbound, the HOV off-ramp looks like it is blocked off. So let's get you a peek at that incident here this morning as we take you out. Unfortunately, the roads are very busy. You can see heavy delays here through the Windsor area. Again, this is on the northbound side by exit 36. All right, let's get you some more details here this morning. This is in Derby. We've got some emergency road work taking place, Route 8, both north and southbound, right by exit 12, so you can expect some lane closures there. 2 separate crashes at this time on 84 eastbound through West Hartford through the same stretch between exits 41 and 43. Again, 2 separate crashes. Looks like one is getting ready to clear. We've got that, looks like a tow truck or a flatbed off to the side here. We had some emergency crews that had the left lane closed. Still dealing with the left lane closure here through this stretch of West Hartford. Looks like they're loading that vehicle up onto that flatbed there as well. Crash in Meriden, Route 15 northbound, right by the 91 interchange. Just cleared. That's some great news, but expect some delays as you're heading out the door here. Again, crash in West Hartford, crash that is still causing some delays in West Hartford as well, both 84 eastbound and then there in Windsor. I'll get you another update coming up in just a few. Let's quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, developing right now. If your way to work involves Metro North, there is a major train stoppage you need to know about.
Yeah, that's because Metro North canceled several morning trains between New Haven and Grand Central because wires are down, and it may have an impact on Amtrak trains as well. Your reporter Roger Suzanne in live at Union Station this morning. It's been a mess, Roger. So what's the latest?
Oh my goodness, it certainly has been a mess, ladies. Really since last night when those wires went down, that led to travelers being stranded. And this morning, there were a bunch of trains that were actually canceled. The good news right now is the situation seems to be getting a little bit better. Right now, there are still some trains canceled between New Haven and Grand Central between now and about 8 a.m. After that, it appears to be all systems go, but that's a situation that we're going to continue to be tracking because we know, obviously, with these current cancellations, we're not completely in the woods yet. Now, last night is when this issue popped up, and it really created chaos for a bunch of train travelers. Get this, according to CT Insider, more than 1,100 people on 3 separate trains, all between Bridgeport and Westport, were stranded after those wires fell right near Westport. That also led to power outages, and you can imagine with how hot the weather was yesterday, no AC on the train. That was a big problem for all the folks that were stranded. And some of those folks tell us they were stuck on the trains for as long as 5 hours before local fire departments eventually help them evacuate, catch buses. We also talked with a bunch of travelers who actually had to pay for hotels last night because they were stuck unexpectedly in Connecticut. So again, if you are taking the train this morning, basically anywhere between New Haven and New York, especially if it's Metro North, make sure you check your train status to make sure that you are good to go. Amtrak trains could be impacted as well, although right now it appears that those trains are all systems go. Reporting live in New Haven this morning at Union Station, I'm your reporter, Roger Suzanne, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
And we're following some more breaking news for you this morning. This one in Hartford. Right now, more than 1,000 Eversource customers are waking up without power. It's impacting mostly the southwest and south end neighborhoods in the capital city. We're working to find out right now what is causing that outage.
Right, more breaking news from overnight where police are working to learn what caused a deadly crash in Naugatuck. It happened on Route 8 just before 7 o'clock last night, and police say it involved one car. We know the road is back open as we work to learn more.
Happening now, an Ansonia family is threatening to sue the city. All
right, we are taking over from here. Ansonia family is threatening to sue the city after a special education teacher allegedly hurt their 3-year-old. Investigators say surveillance video shows the teacher grabbing the child's arm while trying to climb up a slide. Then that teacher allegedly dragged him after he fell. The boy needed to have multiple surgeries, and the attorney for the family says he is permanently disabled. The suspect is due in court later this month. Also happening today, bus drivers in Cromwell and Middletown are threatening to strike. The workers are demanding better pay and benefits. Drivers in Bloomfield also threatened to strike earlier this week. They work for the same company, DATCO. The drivers will not stop working right now, but a strike could happen if they don't reach a deal by July 1st. And it could impact your kids, especially if it lasts into the fall.
Also following breaking news in East Hartford this morning, that's where emergency crews are on the scene right now at Pratt & Whitney, and they've been there for several hours.
Marcy Jones is at Pratt & Whitney headquarters in East Hartford with what they've learned throughout the morning.
That's absolutely right, Tracy and Caitlin. And you know that the emergency crews, so we've got police cruisers as well as Pratt & Whitney firefighters, have been out here for several hours. But the interesting development that just came down within the last 45 minutes or so is that we do have a Clean Harbors truck that arrived. Now, that facility, according to their website, treats non-hazardous and hazardous waste, including sludges and solids, also stores and transfers that waste and PCBs. So at this time, we have reached out several times to authorities to figure out what exactly transpired here overnight to evoke this type of response. We have not yet had any confirmed details, but at one point we did see a hazmat truck from Hartford, but we never saw anybody walking around in protective gear. Again, we are still waiting from that confirmed detail from authorities on what exactly happened here and if there's any impact to the community. As soon as we get any word about that, we'll bring that to you, but for now, that's the latest. Your reporter in East Hartford, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, this morning, police have arrested a truck driver accused of getting into a crash with 2 motorcycles and then taking off. Police tell us both of the motorcycle riders were hurt. We're working to get an update on their conditions. Police say the truck hit the motorcycles near South Main Street and Platts Mill Road. And that crash comes as motorcycle season begins here in our state, and it serves as a grim reminder to always be careful when you're riding. Motorcycle deaths have been rising here in Connecticut. Unfortunately, we set a record for the most motorcycle deaths last year. Riders we spoke with say they're always keeping their head on a swivel, and they're also asking those who are driving the cars out on the roads to stay off their phones and give motorcycles some extra distance. This morning, leaders in Hartford are hopeful that they will be able to avoid major cuts to school staff and programs. The mayor says the district will give $4 million in the state budget, and that's on top of the $3 million that the district is getting from the city and private foundations. More than 100 positions had to be cut ahead of the school year.
And as we get another check of your first alert forecasts, what we're tracking is a cold front, or it's technically a stationary boundary. It's not moving that much. If it was going to clear this state, everybody would see those thunderstorms. But we're looking at around 3 p.m. This is what things will look like. A few thunderstorms nearby with this boundary just off to the north. If you're along the shoreline, you're doing okay today, but it's really inland towns. You'll see it play out on First Alert Futurecast. Once we get into later this afternoon, here's around 3 p.m. Notice some of those storms starting to pop. You see those pink shadings. That indicates the possibility of some hail, some strong gusty winds. as well as some very heavy rain. The timing is about 2 p.m. to around 7 p.m. and then we get some clearing by tomorrow. Here's a live look in Hartford. A lot of clouds out there. Still some sunshine. Temperatures are very mild. It feels like a summer morning, 72 degrees. So heading off to the bus stop. This afternoon, we're doing okay as well, at least along the shoreline. Inland towns, a few more clouds, some thunderstorms, temperatures near 80. The ride home, once again, the shoreline, you're okay, but inland towns, those thunderstorms. We're going to track the latest timing of showers tomorrow. At one point, we were thinking the morning, now a bit later in the day. What does that mean for your weekend? All those details ahead in your full First Alert forecast. Tracy?